Hi, this is just a real quick tutorial on how you can process your images of Jupiter and Autostakkert and Gimp using only free software in just 7 easy steps. You'll be able to sharpen your stacked images with just a couple of sliders. You won't need to mess around with wavelets or do anything super complicated, and you'll still get decent results as long as you have good data. Welcome to Deep Sky Detail. So I wanted to get this video out quickly because Jupiter is near opposition right now, and I just figured out an easy way to make your images look pretty good. I've used Registacks in the past and never really felt satisfied with it. I could never get it to work quickly with my machine, so I would move the slider and it would take like 10 seconds to update. And I recently did a time lapse where I needed to sharpen a whole bunch of images really quickly. So I discovered a sharpening filter in Gimp and Gimmick that is really easy to use. It worked well for me, so I think it might work well for you too. Let's get into it. Okay, first you want to open your video file of Jupiter and Autostakkert. Autostakkert 4 is the latest and greatest version, but any version will do. So step 1 is set your alignment points on Jupiter. This will tell Autostakkert how you want to line up Jupiter. Make sure that your alignment point size is reasonable, not too big and not too small. I usually play around with the alignment point size until I get about 50 to 70 alignment points when I press place alignment point grid. Step 2 is make sure that your settings are for planet and then local is checked. Then click analyze. Once that's analyzed, Autostakkert will line up all of the frames in your video file from the best quality to the worst quality. And then for step 3, you want to choose the settings that you want to stack. So first, look at the quality graph and see when the data start to drop off. It really is okay to include more data than you think you need because more SNR means you can actually sharpen things a bit more. I know it sounds counterintuitive, but it works for me. But don't include everything. You can choose up to 4 percentages and frame percentages to stack and save the output in different folders to experiment with how many frames work best with your data. For now, I'm just going to do 50%. I'm also going to click normalize stack so that any other videos I process have similar brightness values. Just a quick note, you can select multiple files to stack all at once when you click open, and it will stack each video separately and automatically choosing alignment points automatically. Anyway, I'm also going to drizzle mine. I captured my videos of Jupiter with a Celestron C8 and a 2x Barlow, so effectively I was at f20. But given the seeing I was at and my pixel size, I think I'm a bit undersampled. The seeing I had that night was actually pretty good, so I'm going to be wild and try to drizzle to get a little bit more resolution. This might not be the best idea for your data, but you only live once. Again, you can change the settings for how you like it and then restack it if you need to. Then click stack and wait for things to finish. So now we need to open up the image in Gimp. You'll also need the Gimmick plugin, which has a ton of cool features. It's available for Gimp, Photoshop, and I think Affinity Photo. This is the easiest step. For step 4, we want to go to Filters, Gimmick, and search for Sharpening. Find Octave Sharpening and change the preview to forward horizontal or something where you can move the slider back and forth to see how the filter is changing things. You'll also see 4 sliders here. I found that the top 3 ones are the most useful. Keep the threshold slider at 0. Then you can play around with the other 3 scales to get the image as sharp. For this top slider, the scale slider, generally the lower this value is, the more sharp it will be. For maximal radius and amount, the higher the values are, the more sharp it'll be. I found that moving the amount slider all the way up with the scales value at 4 or 5 is a good starting point for my data. Then I take the maximal radius slider and start from the left and slowly move it to the right. When you see it getting noticeably sharper, just stop, move the slider a bit back towards the left, and then move the scale slider slightly to the left a couple of steps. You can then adjust the maximal radius again if it is too sharp or too blurry. You can then click apply and be done. Let me know if you found a better method for sharpening using this filter. I don't recommend resharpening with octave sharpening, but if you have multiple images of Jupiter open in GIMP as layers, then you can just press Ctrl F and apply this same sharpening filter to each layer. Then you can export all the layers as an open raster object or a .ora file and unzip them in 7-zip. It's how I made a time lapse of my Jupiter images more easily. Okay, on to step 5. We can also add a high pass filter to get a bit more sharpening in. Let's create a new from visible layer. Then go to filters, enhance, and high pass. Play with the sliders until you get a bit more detail. The high pass filter by itself will look pretty gross, especially with a background, but make the image of Jupiter look as good as you can and then change the layer mode to soft light. The higher frequency detail may come through a bit more, and you can also change the opacity slider to dull the effect a bit if you'd like. Maybe 3 times drizzle was a bit overkill, but I'm okay with this image so far. Okay, step 6 is we're going to adjust the color balance. My image is a bit too green, so let me duplicate the layer. And with the new layer selected, I'm going to go to Colors, Levels, and look at the channel histograms. Red and green channels are on the same spot, but the blue is not. So I'm going to take the highlight slider in the blue channel and move it to the right until Jupiter looks color balanced. This looks pretty good to me. Then I'll click OK. Okay, for step 7, this will be the last step. Let's remove some of the noise. So let's go to Colors, Components, Decompose. Make sure that Lab is selected as your color model and click OK. A new Lab tab will pop up on top. Let's go ahead and click on that and make sure the L luminance layer is invisible. Making sure that the A color channel layer is selected, we can go to Filters, Blur, Gaussian Blur, and blur the A color layer a bit. Then select your B color layer and type Ctrl F on your keyboard. This will blur the B layer as well. The L layer, I think, could use a little bit more sharpening. So I'm going to go to Filters, Enhance, and then Unsharp Filter, and just sharpen it a tad bit more. Now we want to denoise the luminance layer as well, but we don't want to just add a Gaussian blur because the Gaussian blur will be too aggressive. So we can go to Filters, Gimmick again, and then find Ian's Noise Reduction 2019. The defaults seem pretty good, but you can experiment with things if you'd like. I tend to see a lot of high frequency noise in my Jupiter images. To get rid of that, you can move the fine noise slider up a bit. So we can now recompose the layer by going to Colors, Components, and Compose. Make sure that Lab is selected again. L is going to be the L layer, A is going to be the A layer, and B are going to be the B layer. They should be correctly selected automatically. However, sometimes if you have 2 L layers, you're going to want to merge them down from the Gimmick denoise layer. So let's click OK, and let me copy and paste this into our original file. If we zoom in, we can see that some of the color noise is gone. That's nice. And that's about it. You can go ahead and export the file. If you're new to planetary imaging, or if you haven't been satisfied with your results before, I hope this process helps. There are probably much better ways to process Jupiter, but I found this one to be pretty easy, pretty beginner friendly, and it gives decent results. Let me know what you think. And if you want another simple guide for how to process a deep sky object like Andromeda, I've got a video for you here. Or you can watch this video that the algorithm recommends. Thanks for watching.